What's up, guys? I'm Chris with DeVille Magic, and today you're watching a magic review on the Bell Ultra by TCC and Leifeibing. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe if you haven't already, write a comment, like the video, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a review. Or if you're watching from devillemagic.net, check back each week for a new review. All right, so that was a quick performance of one of the main routines that you can perform with the Bell Ultra. However, there are plenty of routines included, as well as so many more that you're able to come up with using this device as so many different things, whether it's used like for cup and ball or chalk cup routines. There's a ton of things that you can do with this. Here's the Bell and here's the Bell Ultra. What are the differences? That's the main difference. Actually, I shouldn't say that's the main difference. That's the obvious difference. You have nothing to see. Now, with this one, what's really neat that you don't see is there is a hidden secret inside that is not possible with the original Bell. With the Bell Ultra, you have the sleek design, and then you have the improved gimmick, which is a chop feature that you have full control of. What do I mean full control of the chop feature? Well, with the chop cup, the chop feature is always engaged. It's built in, but it's always active, I guess, for lack of a better term. Whereas with the Bell Ultra, everything is built in. You don't have to carry anything external, but you have control over whether that chop feature is engaged or disengaged, which is a really cool idea. I haven't seen that before. In ways that I've seen this feature used with, say, impromptu chop cups is that you may be wearing something or holding something, and that gives you the ability to engage and disengage the chop feature. Whereas with this, it's all built right in. You're going to do something special with it that can be done in less than a second right in front of the spectator to either engage or disengage the chop feature. So a lot of improvements. It might not look like much when you look at the Bell versus the Bell Ultra, but there are so many things that you're able to do with this. The Bell is $70. Comes in one of these TCC hard shell boxes. When you open it up, It's going to look like that. And you're also going to get a nice little velvet carrying case. $70 at first might seem like a lot of money. However, the design and quality of this is absolutely beautiful. And then the potential of the amount of different routines and effects that you can perform with this, whether it's one of the few that are included with the tutorial, or if you're using this as a cup and ball or chop cup, like you're limitless with what you want to use it for and what you want to do with it. And this is perfect for walk around in close-up environments. You have a ringing bell that's going to catch everyone's attention. What's really neat about this as well is it encourages inspection. It begs to be inspected, and actually that can be incorporated in the routine because you're able to ring the bell, and if you do something with it, the spectator can try all they want and they can't ring the bell. So you hand them the bell after and they look at it, they try to make it work and they can't, right? So it encourages inspection, which with the original bell, that might have looked a bit suspicious. With the new one, you don't see that. You don't get that. And then you get to do something special that kind of disproves any methods that your spectators may have. Just to keep the formalities, is it well made? This is perfectly made, I would say. It's got a nice weight. You can tell it's super durable. It's beautiful. Like, it looks awesome. And this is something that I am proud to carry around with me at a gig because it looks really nice. And with the routines incorporated, it makes sense. It doesn't look like a magic prop. So even if you're using this as a mini chop cup at a close-up table environment, it looks innocent. Like, it looks like an everyday prop. Maybe not every day, like nobody carries around a bell with them all the time, but I mean, you can find something like this at most places of service where you ring a bell for service, right? So people have seen these before. It doesn't look like a magic prop. So like all of TCC's tutorials, in my opinion, everything is shot high quality, video and audio. Everything is taught very, very well. You have this tutorial is 27 minutes long. This one is again shot in English. You get, I think, 4 different routines that can be performed with the bell. Now these routines they're not all the same type of routine done differently. These are like very different routines from one another. And then also a ton of information and ideas on other things that you can do with the bell. And I'm sure that you already have ideas of your own now that you know what it can be used for. The difficulty level is easy to intermediate depending on what you want to use with it and what routines that you want to do. The angles on this are depending on the routine. If you want to do one of the main routines where you're able to ring the bell and then the bell doesn't ring, you're likely going to want to be seated. However, that's not mandatory, but there are other ways around it that you can make this work. But I think essentially for routines like that, you want to be seated. So if you're doing the ringing bell, any routine like that, there is a 1 to 2 second, not about 1 second setup or reset. The bell is ready to be used out of the box. You're just going to want to watch the tutorial first so you understand how it works completely. I've already said that this can be inspected. You actually want them to inspect this. So the bell is fairly small. It's not something I would necessarily carry around in my pocket. It can be bulky if I'm carrying other things. And that's not due to the bell size. That's just due to most pocket space. If you're carrying cards or other things, then you might not want to carry the bell. However, if you're doing walk around stuff at a gig or whatever, and you want to include a chop cup routine or a cup and ball type routine, then I think that you are going to want to carry this because this is definitely smaller than your average chop cup or cup and ball. So in that case, the pocket space is perfect because you're not carrying around a full-size cup. Is it worth your $70? You know, this thing is so well made and so elegant looking that I would say hands down it's worth the $70, provided you use it. You know, if you're using this at its potential, this is worth so much more, but just for the price tag, yeah, $70 is worth your money. Is this a worker? Hold on. Everyone in the area just heard that, right? Just imagine you're at a table hopping event or some kind of walk around situation. That just caught everyone's attention. Now everyone's looking over at you, wondering what you're doing. And then if you're good, you're going to get an applause from the people you're performing for, which heightens everybody else's curiosity. So this is 100% a worker. I mean, this is perfect to, you know, get everybody else interested in what you're doing without having to go to a table and break the ice. They already want to see, they want you to come to their table and see what you're doing. With that said, I have already mentioned that for some routines, you're going to want to be seated just to make things easier, and which is very possible at a table hopping event, right? So there's a good chance that you can pull up a seat and perform and have everybody watching you. But as well, there are many routines that can be done perfectly well standing. And then for close-up gigs where you're stationed in one area, this is also great. Do I or will I use this? I used the Bell when it came out and got great feedback on it. And now the Bell Ultra, I will use even more. I love this. I love everything about it, and I'm gonna use it a ton. Pros and cons. All right, so positives. This is the Bell upgraded. You know, it was already a nice prop. But then not just the look is improved to be completely innocent, but having complete control over the gimmick was an unexpected surprise that I didn't even know was included with this when I bought it. Negatives. At first, I was going to say that the chop feature seemed a little too strong until I watched the tutorial and saw that I had control over that feature. Now, I look at that as a major positive because there's so many more capabilities that are available to you, whether you're using it as a chop cup or a cup and ball. I won't get into too much more than that, but you'll understand what I'm saying. I mean, if you know what a chop cup is and if you've used a chop cup, imagine that in a close-up version that looks super elegant, super innocent, and you are able to control the gimmick. All right, so that is my full review on the Bell Ultra. Feel free to check out some of my other reviews. Please like this video, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks again for watching.